What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another, man. Today we're going to talk about building a brand versus selling candles. And this is important because I think that a lot of times we as candle makers, we get stuck in just the product. But we don't realize we have so many more things to offer outside of just whatever our products are. And I think there's also so many other ways for us to create, financial wealth and financial gain outside of just the products. There are three things that I want to talk about on why I think building a brand is important for us as candle makers specifically. If you're an entrepreneur that do something else, you can learn from this as well. But this is strictly for my candle makers. So sit back. I got 3 points. We're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to get you out of here. Let's do it. So the first thing is building a brand expands beyond candles, right? And it's important to understand that. And, people say, oh, okay, I know that. But I'm going to tell you why it's important. A lot of times as candle makers, we think that candles is everything. It's the beginning and the end of our business. And it's not. And a lot of times you see when you have different businesses that offer different services, you could say, oh, like Amazon. Amazon started as a bookstore and then they made a pivot to now this all-encompassing thing. That's the same thing that you can do as a brand. It doesn't mean that you can't still sell books or still sell candles, but what else do you offer? So for me, I realized that I wanted to offer more than just candles. I'm not gonna lie, I don't always like making candles. Sometimes making candles is tired and tedious. And frankly, sometimes it's boring. I do it because I'm passionate about it, but when you're making batch after batch after batch, sometimes I look for more excitement. So I understand that building a brand is bigger than just candles. And this allows you to do workshops. So you can do the candle making class. This allows you to do speaking engagements, right? Because now you can talk to people about how to start a candle brand or how you started your candle brand. Or, if you're going to school to talk to the kids, the importance of entrepreneurship and different things like that. It allows you to sell other products also outside of candles, right? Sometimes, like I've talked in other videos, you can be a host, you can do sponsorships, you can do classes and courses, you can do consultations, you can do, so collaborations, you can do content. It's so many different things you can do. And it doesn't just have to be about candles, right? And so that's one thing that I want you guys to think of. What can I do outside of just candles? What can I do outside of just my couple of products that I sell? How else can I expand this thing, beyond people who might not want candles? This is the second reason why building a brand is so important. It's because it creates community. So one thing that I've kind of learned, especially when it comes to candles, is that candles can be a luxury and it can kind of be a seasonal item, right? And so when you're talking about luxury and seasonal items, that means that people might not buy that all the time. So if my candles are long lasting and they're good and stuff like that, like they're supposed to, then people might not be coming to buy them every day, right? So what else can I do to make money? When candle sales are slow or, candle sales are slow, or when it's not an influx of people trying to buy, or when they bought a whole bunch of scents, what else can I do for my brand? And this is where creating a community is important, because when I offer other things, it also integrates people who might not necessarily like candles. So like I said, for example, if you're doing a speaking engagement, or, you're at a school, or you're doing a workshop, or you're doing a candle making class, that opens you up to people who might not want to be candle makers, but they either want to know the candle making experience, they want to know about entrepreneurship, they want to know different things like that. Content is another thing. Sometimes people don't want to actually be candle makers. They just want to enjoy your content. They just want to enjoy the videos and the process of you either making candles or behind your business. So it's bigger than just you selling candles and you being a candle maker. It creates a community for you of people who are integrated into what you do because of the fact that you do more than just candles, And that allows you, to me, that covers up when candle sales are slow, because we all have those days. And that covers up the pitfalls when it's like, okay, nobody wants candles right now, or this is a luxury item, or this is only, especially when times are tough. Like, you have to find other ways to integrate people in your community. The third thing is pricing power. And this is the most important thing for candle makers, because we all are here to make money. I know that I'm here to make money, so pricing power is important, because when you have a brand versus just selling candles, you are paying for the brand. So when you go into these luxury stores and stuff like that, you're paying for the brand. Like when Young Miami say, spin that, get in your Goyard bag, for people who are my age that know that song, you know what I'm saying? Like, Goyard, the brand. It's not just the products that they sell, it's the brand aesthetic as a whole. So Louis Vuitton, you know what I mean? All of these different brands, luxury brands, you're paying for the brand itself. So that is important in branding as well, because then I can not only price my candles higher, but whatever other services that I have, I can price them accordingly to, you know, the brand aesthetic or what the brand produces. So over time, as you have more offers and services, then your pricing can change according to that. So that is something to understand and to be aware of. And this is why building a brand, I think, is so important outside of just selling candles, because you want to open yourself up to as many opportunities as possible. You know, you can't hit targets that aren't there. So if you give yourself enough targets to kind of shoot at, then they have to land on something, you know? And it doesn't mean, if you're a person that just want to sell candles and candle-like products, that's fine. This doesn't have to be for you. But this is for other people who might want to expand beyond that, or who say, sometimes I'm tired of selling candles, but I still want to keep candles a part of my main thing, but I want to do other things as well whenever I'm not selling candles. That's all it is. It's just trying to challenge you and maybe open up your mind to a different reality that's possible if you did not think there was one. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. If it is, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, peace.